All right, we are joined at the dais by head coach Diane Richardson and Demi Washington and Tiarra East. Coach, if you would start out with some thoughts about tonight's game.
Yeah, well, it was a tough game. It was definitely a tough loss. Rice played really, really hard, and they wanted it. There were some missteps on our part. We turned the ball over 22 times, so, it was nip and tuck most of the game, and you can see we lost by 3, 2 teams battling it out, and they came out with the win.
All right, we're going to start the questions and answers in here. We'll start on the left on the second row.
Hi, Coach. So obviously it's really fresh. You haven't had much time to process it, but what was kind of your message to everybody in the locker room? And have y'all thought at all about what you guys were able to do this year, especially coming from last year and the fact that your season might not be over fully yet?
Well, we talked about it in the locker room, and I'm proud of them because we had a turnaround season and probably one of the biggest turnarounds in the NCAA. And so I am proud of that. I'm proud of that they fought all the way through this season. We came up short, and it's a disappointment, obviously, because we wanted to be champions. But hopefully we'll live to fight on with the WBIT.
Please raise your hand if you have a question. We'll get a microphone to you right here in the front on the right.
Coach, could you just take us through that last inbound where Aaliyah turned it over, and what was the play call, and how did you see it play out?
Well, Coach Miles drew up a play, and I think in the anxiety a little bit, she made the pass in the corner. The pass was supposed to go to T-Mac, and then we were going to run our stuff. But, they intercepted the ball, which, gave us a terrible ending.
Anyone with a question, raise your hand right here in the front on the left.
Yeah, Tiarra, 1.8 seconds is almost no time, but are you replaying that last shot? Maybe I could have taken another step, or you thought maybe it had a chance when you let it go?
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking I could have took a few more dribbles up the court, get a better shot off.
Yeah, but Coach, T-Mac, clearly, every opponent here was going to be marking her, and she had a tough time, and today had a tough time even getting shots. Is there anything is it just hard when that denial is going to be there and it's got to be someone else maybe?
Yeah, well, I did have a conversation to get open, and I think she, saw the defense there and kind of just stifled her a little bit. But, she's a great shooter, and we wish she could have gotten some more shots off. I think it would have made a difference for us. But she's a great shooter. We're confident in her shots, and I just wish she had taken more.
On the left on the second row.
So you mentioned those 22 turnovers. That's obviously not ideal. One thing Rice mentioned in their session was that they were learning from every possession. Is that something you can kind of see them doing, and how do you respond to that when you see that happening?
What, with our turnovers?
Yeah.
A lot of them, we did have some charge calls and some travel calls, and I'd love to look at the film to see how many of those contributed to our 22 turnovers. But we had to be stronger with the ball. And I knew that they would come in and try to put pressure and play the passing lanes. But I'm going to look at that. Obviously, I'm going to look at that and see where we are in terms of that, because I think we're going to play on.
Coach, you mentioned the charge calls and the travel calls, but just in general, it seemed like you guys played in foul trouble a little bit there from early on. Can you kind of just talk about how that changed your approach and throughout the game?
Yeah, early fouls, we had to sit some of our players on the bench. And, that always messes up your game plan. So, we had to adjust and had to bring some people in and try to fill the void. But we had to be careful defensively because we didn't want to get any excess fouls and have people foul out.
And Demi, you were one of those players that had to sit early. Can you just talk about how how you changed your approach on the court with the 2 early fouls in the third one?
Yeah, I think while I'm on the bench, just cheering on my teammates, making sure that they know where they're supposed to be and what our assignments are. And then for the next time I do get back in, just realize how the refs are calling it. And if you watch the game, then you know I didn't get any more of the Malia fouls anymore. So I just changed my approach.
Right here in the front, on the right.
Before I get my question, do you have an update on Tristan after that?
I haven't had a chance to talk with our trainer. I know she got hit in the head really hard, and so I think she's about to go through concussion protocol.
And just to talk about Aaliyah, she just had a hard time these 2 games down here. Just what can you speak to, was something physical? Was it something she wasn't seeing around the court? Can you just go into what you thought of her these last 2 games?
Yeah, she's had a tough 2 games since we've been down here. And, I don't know what to attribute it to. Maybe it was the defense, or maybe it was her trying to set up her teammates. So I wish that, again, we could have had her scoring and her assists.
On the left right here.
Demi and Tiarra, obviously right now this just kind of stings a lot. But since you guys most likely have at least one more game to go, does this kind of fuel that, wanting to keep your season going?
Yeah, I mean, especially for me, this is my last go-around. So whatever chance I get to dribble the ball, I'm going to take.
Right here in the front on the left.
Yeah, Diane, on the play there where Tristan drove in there, did you get an explanation from the refs? My understanding is they did do a replay review to see.
No, I did not get an explanation. I didn't really see what happened, but I saw her laying down on the ground. And, obviously there was some contact, but I don't know how it was initiated. I did, try to look at the replay, but my vision is different.
Chuck, no one? No, okay. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thanks so much, you all. Safe travels.